Hello and welcome back to this incredible semi-final series between Team Liquid and INS Esports. We're getting into our second map of Coastline. INS take the first map 7-4. Really dominant performance from them.
They did, and me, much like probably all of the viewers out there, were surprised, but we still have to see if CLANCY'S they can hold up to it and can try and finish out this series with a clean 2-0, or Liquid, they could be on the comeback, James.
Well, things have been looking good historically for Liquid here on Coastline, and we'll see already the first ban coming out from Liquid is going to be the Book. I really wouldn't just see a Lion ban come out from INS, honestly.
I really don't get the Buck ban. It's
I
really
like a Buck ban here.
No, James. No. No.
I tell you a team that really liked a Book ban and I actually think they used it quite well was Elephant Gang back in Season 8 of CL. What are these bans coming through? See a Mute and an IQ ban coming out from INS. What do you think of those, first of all?
Oh my word. Right, I get the IQ, because IQ basically forces Liquid to either ban Echo or Valkyrie. We've seen that before. But generally, whenever a team bans IQ, then we see them ban either Echo or Valkyrie. And now Maestro is gone as well.
What are these bans?
So I'm seeing, right now for the defense, you get a Mira. So there's options for Penthouse and Theater. And I also see an Echo and a Valkyrie with not having to worry about an IQ. Rightio, let's just...
also on top of this, there's no Book, so it'd be really hard to remove those mirrors off the board as well, to like open up vertical play on both sides. So we're going to have to see a Sledge every round coming out instead from Drunks. So yeah, I actually really like a Book ban here, and I'll tell you why, right? So vertical play on Coastline, if you're trying to take like the downstairs area, it's really easy to like force people out of positions. There's not a lot of room to maneuver around in Coastline in the sites. Especially if you're coming like from the basement, and especially if you see like a penthouse, or you see a hookah lounge and billiards room defense like we're going to now for Liquid. So I think this Book ban makes things a lot easier for Liquid to try and play around the site, especially on the upstairs sites.
Right, well, I get your theory with the whole vertical control, Buck from below, can be deadly, right? But from what we've seen in the past at Coastline, Buck hasn't been the end-all and be-all of teams winning around.
No, it hasn't. But it does allow you a lot more kind of movement. It's not the be-all and end-all, but it is going to help a lot. And especially if Liquid are thinking, okay, we don't want to ban a Hard Breacher because we're going to bring a Hard Breacher. We don't want to ban Jackal because, yeah, I assume they're going to bring the Jackal as well. I think we're going to see this game play out kind of similarly to how the EG and Obey Coastline played out, where we see like a lot of like Lion, Decabi, Jackal, that kind of movement coming out, but it's going to have to be a lot more kind of horizontal pressure coming out instead. It's going to be very hard for them to kind of break apart this Liquid attack from the top. Maybe like a Cool Vibes and Aquarium take, maybe like a VIP take would be good because no Hard Breacher ban. I'm very interested to see how INS want to play this right now, because
it'll be an Aqua take, because that's like the obvious one that everybody goes for.
Yeah, that is true, but I think the main reason if you're going to do an Aqua take and you're going to have no vertical pressure is that you need to get that VIP wall open, right? But they haven't brought a Hard Breacher.
Yeah, no Habana, which also helps a lot for the quad wall in general. You can bring the Kyroses and try and send them over there and eliminate the man. Generally, it is the smoke, so Nesk has to be cautious. Still, though, I think for CLANCY'S, they've brought a pretty decent lineup. They have some aggression there with the Lion Jackal combo. They have some smokes, 4 smokes. Also, Boar bringing in the gridlock for double flank protection. So, double hard aggressive pushers with the Jackal Lion, and also double smokes and double flank watch. So, what are doubles? Double.
Yeah, I like this from INS as well. Like lineup-wise, like the smokes are really good because there's no Maestro on the board. I'm hoping that Liquid, doing the same thing they were doing on Consular, are going to be playing a bulletproof camera every single round. Don't forget, Jaeger does get a bulletproof camera now instead of his shield, so that could help a lot in that kind of case. But we are going to see that downstairs control already coming out from INS. Potentially wants to make sure use of this Jackal shotgun. They're going to rotate out, and I'm very interested where the push is actually going to come from now, but it looks like maybe like a hookah lounge push. They're kind of all over the place right now.
Yeah, they're just figuring out their options. I think fishing for the first pick, which will then allow them to go for the drones and see which bit is actually weaker. And there is a substantial amount of roam game coming in from Liquid. There's not a whole lot of on-site pressure. Only 2 of them, one inside of hookah, one inside of bar. Drunks has droned out 2 defenders, and he's just hunting for it. Oh, what a shot coming in from Paul. It was actually a trade, both of them going back and forth. Behind TZ, they managed to pull away with the lead as Moringa. He has been fouled by Duds.
A really heavy roam game coming out from Liquid and finds another kill from it. What? PSK takes down Duds, and that is the line off the board. I think, honestly, this is looking really good for Liquid right now. Even though they don't have too much control of site, and it is a 2v3, they wasted a huge amount of time, and they've taken all the essential utility away from Ins.
More drones coming in. The fact that Sexy Cake isn't on site does worry me, because if he gets free-man pincered, he's done.
He can really play for the plant now, though, like just using the VIP angle, but he is going to make his way back to site, and he's going to back up Nesk here on the site, so he should be able to do well, but no IQ on site, so no IQ available, because she is banned. This is going to make things really easy for Liquid to try and hold on to this. Nesk getting very aggressive up into the doorway. He sees one, but gets taken out. Too aggressive coming out from Nesk, and it's all down to Sexy Cake to bring it in. He does find one out of Vits, however, he's got the info coming out from the Echo Drone, of course, as well, to be able to deny this plant. His teammates should be able to watch it as well. Pings are going to come out. Bort is going to start to go for the plant. But no, the wrong side does come through. But Bort is going to get off the plant at the last second. Sexy Cake going to move all the way into VIP here now as well. But no, his Echo Drone gets spotted out. Oh, what a disaster coming through. Sexy Cake going to try and peek all the way up as well. Does almost find one kill onto VNX and still pushing all the way through. All of this is wall bangable, but loads of gridlocks on the board. This is going to be a hell to pay here for Sexy Cake to try and get mid to sight. And no, he's going to get shut down. And Ins take round number 1. How does VNX see the Echo Drone? He's got like 2020, you know, mind-boggling vision right there.
I just don't get why whenever Sexy Cake came back to sight and he knew the position that Smoke was in, why he didn't then take up the mantle towards blue stairs and try and hold that down. Yes, there was the man pushing that, but you eliminated him. Like, I don't get why he didn't make that rotation towards blue, because he actually would have been able to help.
I think because he wanted to play that really passively, because he was relying on his Echo Drone being
There were still 40 seconds, though, whenever they push come in. You're not going to stall out 40 seconds of an Echo Drone. There's no way.
So, like, he can Y-peek out of that VIP door, right? And that whole area is wall bangable. So I feel like he's completely relying on either him A, getting a kill, or B, being able to suppress the defenders there, the attackers there, in that they didn't plant. And in a way, it actually worked, because he was playing that really aggressively on the VIP door, and he was able to get Bor to stop planting there.
Yeah, but also, big thing that I don't get is his Echo Drone wasn't even in position to stop default plant spot. Like, it was on a door frame. It wasn't in the corner. That was also, whenever I was looking, I said, why is it there? Why is it there?
From that door frame, he can see Cool Vibes as well. And I think they want to play the Echo Drones.
Dude, he got a kill off Cool Vibes, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. You want to have that denial. And plus, the way that they opened up the rotation hole in blue, you can see if someone's in if you put it in the corner hookah, you can see someone in blue stairs via the rotation hole anyway. So you get that information.
Yeah, but you can't see someone, like, creep all the way up. I mean, they play that how they want to play that in the end. In the end, it actually did almost work out for Liquid, so I'm not going to be too overly critical of what they were doing there. I think their strategy was sound, but the execution could have been a little bit better. Again, like, when they played against EA Gaming, they kind of played this the same way, where they played this very, very roamer heavy, and two times in a row, it did not work. EA Gaming were able to force their way into sight both times and get a lot of control very early on. As soon as Liquid stopped doing that, EA Gaming completely fell apart and got 7-2'd. So we'll have a look how things are going to go down continually, but so far, not a great start for Liquid on Coastline. And don't forget, like, this should be, with the bans, super defender-sided, right? Like, no IQ, and so many of the defender ops that shouldn't be available being available right now. So every round that Liquid lose on this defense is going to put them at a big disadvantage.
I think it's very 50-50. Because even though, yes, the bans, you have Echo, Maestro, or not, Echo, Valkyrie, and Mir, no Maestro, it's still Coastline in general. If you don't take away any bans, it's still an attacker-favored map. So it kind of now evens up into 50-50. It still could go either way. Attackers have a lot of things going for them. Defenders equally have a lot of things going for them. I just think in general that still the attacks, the fact that they can apply pressure to certain areas of the map that really puts, such for example, the Echo in a position where he can't use his utility, that's like the big thing for me. Like if Echo wants to try and deny the plant, where's he going to really sit safely in A if someone's sledging above him?
Yeah, that is true, and I did talk about this before, like, these downstairs sites this book ban is not going to really affect them too much at all. I see the line scan coming through as well as Vitz tries to make his way onto DJ. So far, slowly but steadily fit in. So if they can get control of VIP, or they can at least kill someone up here in VIP, I think they can do pretty well for themselves. Smokes are going to go deep as well. It looks like they're actually just going to go straight up for their execute. Yeah, Boys are going to hop all the way in. Lion Charge goes out as well. There is no vertical control right now for Liquid, and the plant is just going to start to go down. Just making his way up. Cool Vibes, however, PSK is going to deny the plant, and Pal's going to find one of his own. PSK finds a double kill out of it. Smokes a gun down to stop anyone else coming through that kitchen window.
INTZ, unfortunate, their quick rush didn't work. They opted for a very strange strategy, which involves a lot of control, but they tried to do it without a lot of control actually being had. INTZ, they do bring back 2 kills, but still, it's all in favor of Liquid. VNX trying to push in through delivery. That shield will give his information away right into the clutches of that final member who's lurking inside of reception.
Really solid hold coming out from Liquid there. I think that the strategy from Ints there was okay because there actually wasn't that much vertical openings coming out from Liquid there. They had the small openings just above the kitchen window. The smokes going deep makes sense as well, making sure that no one, like, because there was someone luggage, and of course there's the angle coming out from luggage onto blacktop, and you can just kind of see all the way through into kitchen there with that wall open. So I didn't mind the strategy from Minsk because we also did have that line pushing up the Cool Vibes, and we also had someone up on DJ. So, like, if you can go for the plant, and you can force the Jaeger in VIP to make a decision of whether he wants to deny the plant or contest DJ, but it feels like either way he's going to get killed in that situation, but just a small mistiming from Ints to not be able to pull that off really punished them there and then lost them the round. But we're going to go to Blue Bar and Sunrise Bar. This is not a sight we see too often come out. But I would have thought, honestly, that we'd see Mirror here, because Mirror makes this a lot more viable.
In what context?
I like, so this kind of like 90 angle where Moringa is sitting here. I think you put mirror windows around here, and you can kind of like hold this entire area quite well, like around Sunrise especially, because that's normally where the plant is going to be going down.
For me personally, I can only really see mirror windows for this bomb site being used if you're trying to hold hookah.
Yeah.
Because other than that, if you try and play mirror windows in sight, everybody knows to go upstairs and start sledging. So, you know, that's the big thing about mirror windows. You bring them, but it's very easy to go above because it's stationary, it can't move. I don't really think mirror has a big part because of that.
You don't put it in, so like you can play like a really aggressive castle strategy here, where you castle out the windows in the double door in courtyard and the double door in like kitchen hallway, and then you cancel out maybe kitchen as well, or you hold it out aggressively as well, and then you can kind of play the mirrors on like beneath the default cam that's there.
But don't you just get killed from blue stairs then?
No, because you have like someone playing on blue stairs as well. Like you can deny a lot of time by doing that kind of strategy because they can't push immediately into Sunrise. They have to get control of Cool Vibes.
Liquid. Doc coming in. I'd imagine it is because it's a very deep and narrow site. He can be able to pick up some people if they do get down due to frag grenades, and even the Capital bots as well being bringed in by INTZ, and that's actually a really good pickup for this site specifically, because there is a lot of kind of nasty angles and kind of turtle positions that a lot of the defense want to play, primarily in towards the Sunrise, and even underneath the default hatch inside of Sunrise as well. If you try and capital them off, that helps quite a bit, and it still brings in the smokes that they tried to prioritize while also bringing the gridlock. So you're still nailing that 2 birds with 1 stone kind of format where yes, you bring smokes, but also has another role to it. Liquid, they still have that echo, and that's probably going to be the big thing I think INTZ need to try and find, and they need to try and get a move on, because whenever they know the echo is always going to be brought due to the lack of IQ, it's always going to put you in a bit of a time frame, similar to how we see with smokes. And well, yes, smoke is still there, but there is always that kind of last minute or last second kind of deal that you have to deal with the echo with. It just puts a little more pressure on the defensive side.
ADS is going to start to get burned here behind Sunrise Bar, but Moringa goes for the peek before he can get naded. Great peek coming out from Moringa there. Does manage to take down VNX, but not out just yet. Drums himself is actually quite low as well. Moringa's smoke does mean to confirm that kill as well. And has brought it into a 4v5. Things looking pretty good for Liquid here.
Sledge and very low HP. Let's be careful, because he's going to be the main man to try and cover off the angles and the crosses. And Todd's maybe looking for the courtyard drop, but he's by himself. Don't like to see that. They need to try and double up and try and work as a team rather than the single-man fragging units that we know, of course, INTZ still possess. E1D gets tossed in, and that will detect the man underneath. Default hash, and this is the position that where Capital comes in really handy. Not using it, though, in behind the Sunrise bar. And there's Does. Does drop courtyard, but there's a lack of the refrags that, again, INTZ don't have because they're playing by themselves.
Smokes are going to come out, trying to go for the execute on Cyberdrone. It's going to miss so many shots, and is not able to punish anyone on Liquid for playing static positions. Flashbangs are going to go out, they're going to try and make their way into sight. One jump in comes through, will find a kill, but instantly gets trained by Nesk. But no, another kill coming in from Nesk. Ball goes down, it's all down to Drunks, but no, a triple kill for Nesk to finish out the round from Kitchen. I feel like from Ints, there wasn't a lot of control for what they wanted to do there, because normally for that kind of take, you want to have control of Kitchen.
Don't get why they didn't prioritize the Sledge even more so than what they did. Because Sledge was opening up holes, but yet there are still players of Liquid sat underneath said holes. Makes very little sense. You're bringing the Capital, use the smokes to cover off the big double door. That's why they're there. It covers the sightlines. It means Nesk playing inside a kitchen can't do what he just did to us. Utilize the utility. There's no point just bringing it for the sake of bringing it. Make sure you get an actual firm grip on how to use them. But now for INTZ, they've dropped another round for them. They have to go up against now and attack.
There's also
for Hooker.
a small mistake made by Ints there. Like, it happens quite a lot for them on these attacks so far, where they'll drone someone, they'll ping them out, that person will then move to a new position, and whoever's on that drone will not stay on that drone. And or there's some sort of miscommunication or mistiming, because I think it was Moringa who was playing in sight there, and he was behind the Sunrise wall. He's then allowed to rotate from Sunrise wall into behind Sunrise bar, and the Capital put firebolts down where he used to be rather than where he is now. If they just Capital'd out Sunrise bar, they would have killed him. They probably had a lot more successful execute there. But yeah, I think this is more just Ints trying to go for things then they don't have control. So really like going for those early takes. There's like mistiming coming out from there, like a little bit of miscommunication coming out from them. Liquid still, however, looking pretty solid.
All riding on for Liquid, not being able to win DreamHack Montreal, coming in oh so close, but still just slipping up at the final hurdle. And you know, for Liquid, they've had a really rough time this past year. Yes, they made Invitational, but other than that, they hadn't really made anything. They won their own national tournament, BR6, where they took home, I think it was like $500,000 was the prize pool there, and a big sword, I think is what they won. Wasn't it like a massive, like, big sword? I think that was the prize. I think I've seen a picture of Sensei with the sword.
Right.
So I think it was the sword. I want to say it is. Perhaps I'm wrong. Who knows?
Well, we'll investigate that after, but we'll see how round number 4 is going to get underway. Ints really need some attack wins here.
Yeah, I think for Ints, for them even taking a free split, they should be happy with. Because again, it's a very 50-50 map, judging by the bans. Yes, we know the attacks they have always, for the coastline, had great things going for them. But the fact that defense gets so many more tools, it makes it 10 times more difficult. Still, that mute, that being banned away, I don't know if it was the single best ban for them. Yes, we know Liquid, they play the Operator quite a bit. It gives them the destructibility with the shotgun and the SMG, but also the C4 denial. And just to stop any drones kind of coming in, it's an Operator that Liquid are very fond of. Sure, if it's a target ban, it's a target ban, but I just think that you're better going with the safer options.
So, let's see, Inns do have that control over Sunrise this time. Looks like they're going to go for a lot more control earlier on this time. However, when you see Drunks from below, it's going to be able to Zofia his way in, and VNX picks up that easy kill onto Nest. That's already the Zofia off the board as Powell makes his way in on the flank from Luggage. He gets a double kill out of it. How does that happen? What a mistake from Ints, as they are going to lose so much control in Aquarium. Moringa picks up one of his own onto Duds, and this is not looking good for Ints whatsoever. Drunks has managed to find his way into sight, however. The Valkyrie Cam is going to be able to see where he is. Edge is going to get detonated, but not be able to capitalize on just yet. But VNX, there we go, he does capitalize on it and brings it into a 2v2. However, Liquid, they have control of the diffuser up in Aquarium. If I was Liquid right now, I would not want to play this aggressively because there's a lot of areas you can get shot from.
No, I probably feel as if Liquid now, the ball's in their court. They have the diffuser, they have the crossfires being established. Sexy Cake should be enough to give the cover here, but somehow he's let both of them slip past, and this could cost them. There still is Echo Drones though in sight. He is on top of them. Cover needs to come in, the peek around, and it looks to be Sexy Cake. He's let this one slip. Diffuser being planted, denial was not good enough. And now INTZ, they have Diffuser, post-plant scenario. They can rotate, they can go for repels, they can go for upside-down repels, everything they need to go for. Go try and stick it, but this should be an easy pre-fire from INTZ, I hope so, and yes, there you go.
Oh my god, I thought for sure that he was actually going to get that then, because he was a microsecond away from that. I think that's actually a good play from Sexy Cake there, because he had an Echo Drone still up in sight, and they knew that both of them had gone outside of that aquarium double door, so he went for that high risk, high reward play. Almost paid dividends for him. However, Liquid kind of threw that round away. They actually had a really good early advantage. Like that aquarium retake coming out from Paolo completely shut down the whole push coming out from Inzi. Removed smokes from their board as well. And they just let that slip away from them.
So they had information on site because they had the Echo Drone set up inside of Billiards. I don't get why Sexy Cake, rather than trying to go for like the sliver angle, which is very risky, if he does land the shots, he lands them, but again, it's a very slim chance because you have that split opening second to fire and hit your shots. Why didn't he just stun the two attackers pushing against the Jaeger? Wouldn't that make more sense to help out Paulo?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of just like, how do you want to play that situation? And Sexy Cake wanted to play that more aggressively to try and take some pressure off Paolo, but unfortunately wasn't going to work out for him. Liquid, however, stumbling there a little bit, as we see round number 5 going in the way. I really don't know whether to decide this is an attacker or a defender, or as you said, it's kind of more 50-50. Because I feel like Liquid's lineup here is just really, really good. It's really abusive, this IQ band that has come through. I guess we'll see how things go down. I think last time from Ints, that this specific attack that they went for was actually pretty good, but it was very mistimed. Like, if Line had pushed up quicker and been able to get that kill, I think it would have been a lot better coming out from Ints to actually go for that early plant, which I know you said seems like a mistake from them, but I still feel like Ints, you know, going for that early plant, it is a high risk, but I think they had the good idea there.
Should you ever go for a plant whenever Echo is available?
I think so. I think it's quite easy to remove Echo's drone off the board, honestly.
It's not the fact that, yes, it may be easy to remove, but it's that information, that constant
that is true.
There, that you know that there's 3 men piled in through kitchen, and it's just easy enough for Liquid to set up, which they did. It's just the fact that you gain that information with the Echo being there, where generally we would see him being banned away. That's all it came down to, was INTZ. They couldn't eliminate the Echo Drones because they themselves banned IQ, expecting then an Echo ban actually come out from Liquid, but surprisingly enough to us, it was the Maestro instead.
This time, air jabs are going to go down onto luggage instead. See what Ints want to do for their specific take here, as ADS is going to get burned behind Moringa's shield. He's going to opt to play this a little bit more aggressively now, almost finding the opening pick, but it's going to be VNX who finds that up onto Nest. Got rid of the mirror off the board. There's one Nitro down. PSK has the other one available. You see a line charge is going to go out. Phoenix getting very lit up as he tries to make his way up into sight. However, it's going to be Moringa who goes down. Pallet able to trade it out onto Vitz. And Pallet is going to still have that ability to hold upstairs. Sexy Cake from the bathroom, however, going to another plant going down. Drunks finds one into Sexy Cake. And Boar is going to plant very, very deep into sight right now. Drunks just find one into PSK. And it's all down to Pallet all of a sudden. They're going to know he's flanking. However, he does have that sight line back into the site. He's going to crawl his way in as well. Gridlock's going to look the other way. Boar does go down. Pal and Drunks both very, very low HP. And Boar is going to get the kill out of it as Pal runs all the way into his track stingers. That's unfortunate. How did this happen?
He tripped over. That's all it was, just a little stumble.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. That clutch was really weird because all 3 of them there were on such low HP, and the track stingers ended up being the deadly tool. So INTZ, you take now at least a free split, and you could still extend this to 4-2. That's still possible. Looking at that attack, just in general, again, INTZ trying to apply pressure to the upstairs, but not total pressure. They didn't fully clear out all of the roamers once again, which whenever you look at Kitchen, most teams always try and push in from Penthouse. You can utilize the sledge, open up with the vertical holes. Nobody from Liquid can actually sit in bomb site, and then you carry out your attack. Again, INTZ, they tried to go for the rush strategy, but because Liquid were so concerned with 2 guys upstairs, which actually ended up only being the 1 guy on the Jackal, it kind of took players away from that side of the map, and they couldn't really assist the guys inside of Kitchen. Again, still could have went either way, but still INTZ being able to capitalize and kind of draw Liquid in to a different push made a lot of sense.
Well, things not looking too good for Liquid all of a sudden. If Ints can run away with this round, I think they can honestly run away with the map. We'll have a look how this does go down, so we move to round number 6, but this is not the Liquid I'm used to seeing, honestly. And don't forget, this is the game for LAN right here. This is the map for LAN. If Liquid do not bring in this map, they're not going to go to LAN. If they want to make it to the Invitational, they're going to have to go through online qualifiers.
That's where you meet Team 1. And you don't want to meet Team 1.
Yeah, no, you do not want to at all. Liquid and Team 1 were really the favorites to go to the LAN here, and it's been a big upset coming out from the LATAM bracket. But we'll have a look how things are going to continue to go down as we'll see Ints begin their final attack.
Alrighty. Liquid. Pressure on your shoulders. How can you try and pull this back and allow your team to have something, just something to go off? I feel as if Liquid have been lacking that first blood potential. For the most part, INTZ have always been the first people in and take those early gunfights. Liquid haven't been as hungry as what they have in the past. They haven't been out there trying to get those kills on the board. They're a lot more relaxed, a lot more passive. Don't know if that's the correct call, though, because INTZ, they really haven't looked at their strategy. They're just solely going for kills and trying to play off all of that momentum that they can gain in. So very, very similar LATAM playstyle from many, many teams who've played in this tournament so far. So I just think Liquid, they're missing that little hint, just that little zest of fire.
I don't even think it's like LATAM playstyle. I think it's just how Coastline tends to be played in general, like trying to get in there, playing a mostly frag-heavy lineup and just kind of running in, doing whatever you can in terms of damage to the defenders. We have seen a decent amount of plants, however, coming out from Ints. We'll see if one more does come down as we see round number 6 getting underway. I like the Capitao here again. I think, yeah, as you said, there was a big mistake made by the Capitao with the smoking, not smoking off this double door. He's going to smoke it off this time, however. See how that does go through. This is a very early smoke to go down. Drunk's has control of upstairs, but he's about to get flanked. Does he know? He does know, but it's too late. He's going to go down for it. He's actually going to try and revive himself, try and withstand, but no, he's going to get caught out. The refrag should start to come through, however, Paolo has control of this up floor, and PSK is going to join him.
That's a lot better from Liquid. They took that aggression, they molded it, and they've got a kill from it. Curious to why INTZ didn't have anybody else helping out their teammate, but instead they're going to try and go for a rush strategy once again. Gets shot in the back, though, by his own teammate, and Nesk and Moringa, they clean up. VNX has somehow creeped his way in towards Blue Bar, and Boar does find another one. Echo gives the information, also stuns out the Jackal. Boar playing the bomb chassis, just peeking up and down, look at Jack in the Box. And Liquid, they stem that attack.
So you were right there, but this has been pretty 50-50 so far, as we're all tied up at 3 apiece here. Ints, I still think are looking good to try and bring this in, because I still feel like, personally, this should be defender-sided. I think Liquid kind of threw a couple of their defenses that they really should have had. That TV2 comes to mind as well, where they had that aquarium control. I just feel like this is a very, very, very close matchup coming through. We'll see round number 7 getting underway, however, as Liquid begin their first attack. I won't be surprised to see a 6-pick line through from Moringa.
Yeah, now I know that you mentioned saying you think it's defense. I say Liquid get attack on Coastline.
Well,
and that doesn't really matter. It's always going to favor them because I know how good they are in this map.
Yeah, I mean, we said it right at the start of the map, and we said it during the map bans that
it's their pick.
Historically, yeah, this is their map pick, but it's also just a really good map coming out from Liquid. But surprisingly, no line coming out from their side.
They don't need the line. They bring the Dokkaebi. That's their information gatherer.
Yeah, it's just mostly like the way that they normally
they sit in the rooftop.
Yeah, they sit in the rooftop.
But does that matter if they're bringing flank protection with Sexy Cake? No.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of how you. I won't be surprised if we do see a line eventually, maybe for like the downstairs site coming through. We'll have a look if that does make an appearance, but we see a pretty frag-heavy lineup coming out from Liquid here. The Twitch, the Ashe, and the Zofia all being brought. Feel like they're going to try and force their way through Aquarium.
A lot of fragging aggressive operators from Liquid. They have the Twitch, they have the Ash already, an R4C and an F2. Arguably, no, not even arguably, the two best guns that the attackers can get. Those are absolute machines, and if you play the correct players on them, well, then you have no issues. It's Nesk. You know, we know him as the Brazilian Terminator of Rainbow Six for that reason. What a year he had back in 2018, wasn't it? They won the Season 7? 2018, yeah. That was his season. That was his time where he showed how good he was. And since then, I think Nesk has fallen off a bit. You know, he's not that same level that we always see putting up the figures. That's why he's not going to Japan, because he didn't put in the figures. You know, we've always looked at Nesk and say he is that hard solo carry. Yes, he is still that hard solo carry for Liquid, but they can't always just rely on the one man. You need everybody else stepping up and play their part in the bigger roles.
We'll have a look at what Liquid are going to do as we move into round number 7 and their first attack as well. As it looks like they're mostly setting up for an Aquarium take at the moment. So, Nesk has actually managed to find his way into Aquarium already. You see that luggage flank potentially getting set up right now. This is awkward. It felt like, because Liquid managed to get away with that flank last time. Yeah, but they do have that flank watch drone up. So it should be good from Liquid to try and take that control. Wouldn't be too surprised to see Sexy Cake rotate to Aquarium and put some track stingers down in luggage as well.
They should be more concerned about Blue Bar and Sunrise, because there is C4s on the lineup of INTZ.
Well, this is why Nesk is on the bar.
Yeah, and Valkyrie as well, who, as we know, has black eyes, doesn't really have a counter now because IQ is off the table, and even the Echo drones can supply information. It should just be for Liquid now. They need to prioritize what they're worried about. Probably for Liquid, I can see them gearing up towards the 30-second mark, and they'll just all say, let's go, and just rush in, take the gunfights, take the kills, perhaps have one guy below, but even at that, knowing Liquid, I don't think they'll worry about C4. They'll just try and jump up to Billards as quick as they can. They have smokes available from Sexy Cake. This should be fine for them. This should be everything just going the way of Liquid.
There's a multi-drone up on that drone hole as well. That's going to make things very, very difficult. Sexy Cake, he's going to throw out a drone of his own to try and get all the way through and see what's going on. This is not looking good at all. Liquid are stalling out a little bit, and it looks like 1 minute left to go on the clock. Track stingers are going to start to go down as well as flashbangs going down into the backside. Nitro does go out, but no, nothing to go through.
But why? Why throw that out? It was just a tease. They were baiting you. Sexy Cake gonna stick it through the smoke. Just a little bit of damage. And because we did see that C4 being expanded by Drunks, this is an easy lockout now for Liquid. The diffuser down. He gets killed. It doesn't matter. Now INTZ, they need to do an impossible retake, which they're not going to be able to do so. So many angles, so many guns pointed towards INTZ. And now both of them grouped up inside of Billards. And that is what we call a slaughter.
I think the whole round was kind of win there because the Echo drone got taken off the board pretty early on in Billiards. I don't know if you saw, but he managed to shoot the Billiards Echo drone, like, I think maybe about 1 minute 30 into the round when they had that control of Aquarium for so long. And the fact that INTZ give up that control of Aquarium so early on, I guess I'm not upset about it because there is a Capitao available, and generally it's kind of suicidal to play around that Aquarium bar. But I felt like maybe there could have been some aggression coming out of that. I guess you have Sexy Cake on the ruins as well. He's able to get off the cross there. We do have someone in luggage getting ready for the return. He also did have a black. He had his Valkyrie camera up in luggage at the very top, and he could be able to see into luggage when he wants to go for that peak. It did get taken off the board, however. I think generally that was just Liquid dominating in terms of utility getting taken down. There was a really awkward moment where they wanted to drone who was behind this Billiards area, but they had a shield there, deployable shield set up, but they also had a multi-drone on the drone hole.
Back up to Hookah for INTZ. Liquid again, a very aggressive lineup. No changes from them. No changes from INTZ either. Again, another very standard lineup, very solid. You have everything there that you need to have. Denial, some ADS to try and catch the utility. Always, Jaeger bans on Coastline are always a fun thing to kind of witness, because that's where you get the heat being brought, isn't it?
We did see a Jaeger ban in the Shrug EG matchup as well. It can be very, very interesting.
I would hate to be playing against that, to be honest, if you're defense. Like, you're just sitting, like, you could be sitting in sight thinking, oh, just, this is great, and all of a sudden, bang, dead to an aid.
It's interesting, but, like, in that series, we only saw one frag grenade kill go down, so it was definitely interesting. But We'll have a look how Ints try and hold on to this for the second time, bringing a pretty similar lineup to what they were bringing before. Of course, VNX as well available on that flank. So kind of the same setup from Ints, but I feel like they need to change some stuff up here if they want to hold this down. Liquid did struggle quite a lot to hold this side down, however.
Okay. So far, so good for Liquid. Haven't lost anybody due to a spawn peak, which is always a bit of a worrying coastline, a very prone to those quick, aggressive, flashy plays. Who can ever forget the that spawn peak in the Invitational Final, where Canadian killed Shate, as what you call a go big or go home moment. Unfortunately, they still went home with a trophy, which is still the irony in that one. Liquid straight in towards Aquarium, so they're just going to go for the exact same push again, James. And I wonder if INTZ, they'll put a little more emphasis on the actual downstairs C4 hold.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of feels like Ints are just going for the exact same thing again. They've got all the players set up in the exact same positions they were last time. This just did not work at all. The Twitch Jones managed to find his way into sight, however, it will be found. So, I mean, if Ints can hold on to all of the utility this time, and if there's not a really early C4 going out, it could definitely go better, but I guess we'll have a look. There is still a Yokai drone up available in the Billy site this time, so it's definitely going a little bit better. Yokai drone's going to be moved away into 90, or facing onto 90 instead this time, as we go into the final minute. This is where Liquid began their attack last time. As we'll see Hooker Lounge Repel coming through, but it's going to be Drunks who picks up the first kill of the round. Moringa will trade him out, however, easily done. That's Power down, however, off the board. That's definitely going to make that Aquarium push a lot weaker, but that is also a C4 down.
It is a C4, and that's the more important thing. And as long as Liquid have enough men to really push their way into the bomb site and still hold the crossfires, they should be fine. Diffuser, underneath the cover of the fog, in an off-site default position, is where we're going to try and see Sechsticate get the diffuser down. And once more, just like the last round, it will come in. All the crossfires being established, and Liquid again, another clean take, a clean round for them. Unless Vitz can try and retake this, but it's unlikely. Even drops below. He's going to try and eliminate the man double window, but at that point, you're outside of the map, you're outside of the bomb, and you have no hope. So again, Liquid expected that quick aggressive nature, just adds that little bit of flavor. And INTZ, they have to wonder, what can we do?
Well, looks like he's going to go for that run out, but the upside down repel does come through, and Liquid, again, bring in the round. This, I feel like Ints should have expected this though, right? Like, this upstairs hookah lounge and billiards was such an issue for Liquid, and they come down to some pretty close rounds, but Liquid were just getting dominated on this site. So I feel like Ints should have kind of expected this, and now, yeah, they're going to recognize, okay, 2 rounds in a row, we've lost it, we're going to go somewhere else. Instead, we're going to go into Kitchen, which was a much better site for Liquid. See a mirror. I feel like this is going to be at 6-pick, though.
Don't know how I feel about the kitchen, though.
They're going to bring in the mirror because they're going to do that upstairs hold in Penthouse. No, they're not. What?
You're being debated.
I mean, they could have brought the Echo.
Tell the viewers, how does it feel to be debated?
It feels bad, man.
Why does it feel bad, man?
Because, you know, it makes me feel like I just get debated by LATAM teams all the time with their 6-picks. I really thought they were going to bring the mirror and the Echo, though. I don't see how the Alibi really fits into this lineup, though. We did see... Okay, this is one of the sites that I was saying earlier. I actually do like Alibi's utility here. It's kind of one of the few areas where Alibi's utility does actually make some sort of sense. You can cover the rotate from the B bomb site into the A bomb site, but you can also put it down in the kitchen window. And it's good to be able to put it down there, because as soon as they jump in, they're going to trigger that. You can't repel upside down on that window, you can't shoot it off. You've got to get control over the VIP area if you want to indeed shoot that Alibi out. So I think actually Alibi, in a weird way, actually does make sense here utility-wise, but I think that honestly, that having the Echo and the mirror here makes just way more sense, especially because they are doing that heavy Penthouse hold as well.
I wouldn't say that anybody who plays Alibi plays it for the gadget. I feel as if you play it because she has the utility of destruction. She has, of course, MX4 Storm, one of the more better SMGs that you can have. Like, other than Alibi, apart from the main people you already bring, is there a better gun out there for defenders? I can't really think of one.
It's definitely not like the main reason that you bring the Alibi here. She has a great gun. She also has the Bailiff, which is very, very useful for here. She also gets a deployable shield, which we've already seen is being deployed here. And I think, honestly, the one big factor that's being moved through for Liquid here, for their defenses and also for Ints now as well, is whether you get deployable shield or not, because actually very few operators these days get that deployable shield.
Yeah, because they kind of changed, they completely remodeled who got it. There's a massive list of everything that kind of changed. And we'll see if that will help them. So gearing up primarily to try and stop any destructibility that Liquid will want to try and do towards Penthouse and Theater. But if you look at the lineup from Liquid, we wouldn't really expect them to go for that. They don't have a buck, because it's banned. They don't have a sledge. You kind of look at the setup, and this kind of screams to me, Sunrise, Blue Bar, Kitchen Push.
Well, we'll definitely see how it is going to be going down from Liquid. It's like just a really heavy upstairs hold with 2 deployable shields. No C4 coming out from the Valkyrie here. He'll be holding onto 90. He's got an ADS as well. It's a very aggressive position for Drunks to want to play here as well as he goes for the pre-fires, but able to find a kill just yet. As Vitz is going to be holding down onto his flank as well, but no! What just happened there? How does Vitz not get that kill? It's not looking too good. VNX is still playing around that, but it's going to be Duds who picks up a kill into Sexy Cake. This is not good at all. Paolo still trying to push up where he can as well as Ness finds one, but there goes Paolo. Should be an easy refrag, however, coming out from PSK.
Nice pincher, though, from just everybody, really, for Liquid. They are spreading themselves out to at least find something. And again, Ness, another kill for him. VNX, gone. And there is still a little bit of self-destruction. Yes, we said that there's no sledge, there's no buck. Surely they're not going to go for it. There is still a little sidearm, that super shorty that, you know, just, I think that everything that kind of Gridlock brings in, she's kind of like the Mozzie of the attack as well, quite funny enough. She brings a lot of things. She has flank protection, self-destruction, smokes as well, great gun. She fits a lot of different roles, and self-destruction is one of those. So now for INTZ, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that rock being somebody breathing down their neck at kitchen door, and the hard place being a nest up above you.
It's going to be a 2v3 situation, but there's a lot of time wasted here for Liquid as we get into the final 15 seconds. Vitz is going to be throwing out the smokes, and Moringa does go down as well. Ball gets onto PSK, and it's all down to Nest to try and bring this in. He just pushes through the bathroom and sees what he can do here, but all the crossfires established. He's going to go down, and a bit of a throw there by Liquid at the end, but not able to find any kills at all there, and Ints dominate the round. They finally find their defense.
Yeah, just the utility in the back pocket of INTZ helped them out severely. I'm surprised that Liquid didn't put a lot more emphasis on trying to use their utility from the Gridlock smokes. I would really have expected him to go up in towards VIP, and he can throw the smokes down through the holes and then give them a little bit of cover. Difficult whenever there's Echo Drone still there, and of course Toxic Babes, you know, can just be flung out, and it's a very cramped room, that kitchen. You know, you only have the window, you have the doorway, and that's it. All it takes is 1, 2 smokes, and that's you dead, pretty much.
I was kind of surprised that PSK was able to pick up such an early kill onto Drunks on the Valkyrie on 90. It felt like that crossfire from VNX wasn't properly established, that he didn't have any sightlines onto the white stairs there. So a little bit of a mix-up there from Ints to be able to establish a crossfire. But we'll have a look how things do go down as we move into round number 10. And we'll see our first blue bar defense. But the thing is, if Ints take this, then they're going to have a very tough decision to make. Because do they want to go to Penthouse, which, you know, isn't a great site. A lot more viable with Mirror, mind you. Or do they want to go to a site that they've lost quite a lot of number of times in a row?
Ah, right. Blue bar hold now for INTZ. And it's a little bit risky, going for a new bomb site that you haven't defended in the past. And, of course, Hoka is kind of the bomb site they have no intention of going for. I don't know how I really feel about INTZ going, like, looking at them from their previous defense. Yes, they won the round, but I still really wasn't convinced that they had, like, a great grip on the entire round. I still feel as if Liquid have a little bit more fight about them this map specifically, especially on their attacking half. They look as if they're wanted more. They're playing these aggressive operators for a reason. Do bring in the Havana though, and they're going to go for a quick rush. So now for Liquid, they're just all in for the heat, and whenever they have the gun skill to back it up, then it makes a lot of sense. 2 kills being traded out, another one for Liquid, and all of a sudden it's a 2v4. Make that a 1v4. Duds lone by himself inside a hallway. That's a nice kill for him, but still 3 more to find along with the diffuser. Another one lines up, and that's a double kill.
This is actually
Sexy Cake and Paolo.
Very winnable now for Duds to actually try and bring in. It's going to be an uphill battle, but Paolo is, of course, very, very low HP. Sexcate's full, but the Twitch drone is going to go out. That's going to make things a bit harder for Duds, as there he is going to be easily found. Sexcate takes him down, and Liquid take run number 10 and put themselves onto match point, being much better for them.
Twitch drone kill. Lol, get wrecked. Is that not what you say? Well, that's what I would say to people whenever I kill them with a Twitch drone. Lol, get wrecked, noob. Never hit them with that, no?
No, I actually never toxic at all. Never in my
You
life.
don't get kills in ranked, so it's fine.
Alright, okay. So,
He did call me wrong, chat, so...
we're going to move on. It's going to be round
Where's the
number
vibe
11,
check?
getting it done.
I haven't heard you mention the
You
vibe.
failed it instantly.
Why
so.
can't we hear any... What's the vibes looking like, James? Give us a quick vibe rundown.
Well, Cool Vibes hasn't been looking too good at all.
Not the staircase called Cool Vibes, James. The vibes of the teams. How's it looking?
But if you're not holding on Cool Vibes, where is your vibes, really, if you think about it?
Oh my.
Would you see Ball bring in the Warden for the first time in this map, however? People are obsessed with Warden recently. We've seen a lot more Warden recently, especially in this tournament as well.
It is Movember at the end of the day.
That is true.
Just
That is
doing
very
their
true.
part.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a great mustache. We've seen another blue bar defense coming out from Int. This is, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I feel like Liquid kind of just was able to very easily force their way through onto Sunrise. And as you said, kind of like gun skill wise, was able to get a lot of frags on the board. This, like, upstairs hold from Int didn't really work that well. I don't think they had too much prepped for it.
I think it's a bit of mind games being thrown in by both of these teams. If you look at the first two rounds, Liquid, they done the hookah where they quickly rushed in, then they did it again. So they did it twice. The exact same push worked for them again. So they're going to go blue bar. They just seen the rush that Liquid went for. They seen the copious amount of smokes. This is where Warden might actually get a bit of play in.
Yep.
So I think that the setup of them going blue bar again, they're trying to force Liquid into the trap of going with the same heavy smoke setup and having Warden just pick them off unsuspectingly. Because who expects to play against a Warden? Nobody knows how to play against this operator because nobody plays him to begin with.
Well, he's got those smart glasses, as you said, should be able to look through those smokes. If Liquid are dead again, do go for that heavy smoke kind of push. But we'll have a look exactly what they do want to do here. Again, a very heavy roam strategy coming out from Ints, but Liquid have already managed to find their way into office. Ness should be able to find a very early kill here if he's careful about it, but Drunks is right next to him right now, and Nesk is looking away as he slowly creeps around, but Drunks will take him down. This Habana already off the board. That's a very big opening pick coming out for Drunks right now, as an alibi is going to go down on his retreat, and he's still down, holding down security. This is looking really good for him so far.
Looking great. You've eliminated Nesk, that only pressure that Liquid were trying to obtain. Sexy Cake does take up that same position, but he's taking a lot of damage for it with an engagement. I don't know if this is going to be the best option for Liquid to once again try and force their way in, but they are definitely cut for choices. They've committed now towards the A-bomb site. Paulu trying to get another angle and try and catch them by surprise. That's a crazy jump in by Jaeger, but that creates the distraction to allow Vitz to get the easy pick. Another one for him as well. That's two. Two for him. And well, it's a 2v4. PSK, Sexy Cake trying to take up the mantle of their previous teammates, but still, I think this is a lockout for INTZ.
This is looking really, really good for them so far. And Vitz is just all over the place right now, just taking down every single member of Liquid. It's all down to Sexy Cake to try and bring this in. He still has those two smokes available in his back pocket, but he's pretty low HP. He's going to be able to see Vitz goes for that very, very long peek. And he tries to make his way into blue bar. The barbed wire is already destroyed, so he should be able to make his way in here quite quickly. But no, Vitz with the 4K to absolutely lock it out for Int. What a great play from him.
I did like the Jaeger play, though. I think going for that jump out creates the distraction.
Yeah.
We've seen Vitz was creeping his way steadily forward, and he just needed a little bit of something to give him that opportune moment, and it was just Jaeger sacrificing himself to the gods. Says, Tachanka, take me away.
You could argue in that position that Vitz shouldn't have been allowed to do that because there should have been someone on the Sunrise window to cut off that crossfire. But yeah, no, like, good reactionary speed coming up from Int, like, completely denying that pool entrance attack does so well. And Vitz seems to be so confident after that first pick because he even wide peeked out onto that outside of pool entrance. We see the Warden being brought once again as Nesk, again, could be bringing the Habana. I feel like Liquid, that they're expecting a penthouse here, and that's why we see a Habana being brought.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
I think they're still just keeping it in case, you know, the hookah does appear again, which we were kind of skeptimistic in saying, should INTZ go for another bomb site that they've lost previously twice? They will opt for it. Big risk for them. If they make it work, they get overtime. If not, then Liquid, they take the map and we sail into our third map of the night. Looking at the INTZ setup, they're bringing in the Warden once more. Again, trying to bait in Liquid to go for the heavy smokes and Russian strategy. Again, trying to bait them in, saying, you know what, guys, we're going for the bomb site that you guys absolutely tore us apart on. Do it again. We don't have anything. There's nothing secret here. You don't see the Warden. He's not there. He doesn't exist. Just go for the same push, guys. You'll win the round. Uh-oh. Warden picks up and just ends it from there. I still don't know if like, Warden ever does anything, even against, like, smoke setups. It just seems really bad to me. I don't know what it is,
Really?
James. I want to love this operator, but I just can't.
Yeah, I do feel you there, Demo. I feel like he hasn't really done that much.
It's like being a
to shake
rogue
up the
fan, you
meta.
know? It's like being a rogue fan. Just...
It's too soon.
It's not too soon. I've been saying this for the past 6 months.
Well, we'll have a look what Liquid and do for their attack. But as you said, yeah, this sort of like heavy smoke strategy was working really well for them because they planted in that off-site area that really was just not expected at all from Ints. They were able to plant down there pretty successfully. But we'll see the Habana charges are going to go out onto this backside of Billiard, sorry. Oh, but he gets shot off. From where? What happened?
Bottom courtyard?
Maybe?
Oh, yeah, bottom courtyard, yeah. Okay, so that's unfortunate for Liquid. That's an banner pellet wasted. And it's just taking more time, like a minute gone. Liquid have made no headway into the bomb site. All they've done is open up some angles, and that's just very little. Some is definitely the word to use for it. And INTZ holding firm. They have some C4s available to them. They can try and rotate in below in the late game and put an end to the push from Liquid. But it's not the kind of same aggressive setup that Liquid have went for previously in the past. Probably because they don't have Nesk playing on the Ash. But he's wasted his utility. Couldn't he just try and play that entry fragger now? You know, the Type 89. It's a great gun.
3-speed, flashbangs, what more can you ask for, really? And yeah, looks like Nesk is going to be able to try and do that instead. And shock drones are going to go out, track stingers are going to go out into luggage, and Liquid are getting it all set up for that push. Pallet desperate to try and find the Echo drone, but doesn't realize that it's actually... Oh, what? How does 60 King lose that? That smoke's off the board. That is a huge pick coming up from Ints. That may have just won them the round. VNex takes him down, and we'll see drones are going to go out heavy amounts. We've still got the Echo drone. That Yokai is still available in Aquarium. Soon Nades are going to be coming up from Moringa. Oh, that could be a kill, and it is!
Nice
Catch
one.
that one, does. That's a great frag coming out from Moringa all the way from the courtyard roof.
Still 2 logic bombs for Dokkaebi. Still haven't been used. They need to try and get one of those in, and they don't have the smokes available now since 60 King lost that engagement. So, again, Warden, pretty much useless once more. He does nothing now. He's just another man with a gun. He can try and hold it as much as he can. He'll be the first one off the bat with that connector wall still there, intact, and Paulu tries to push in, going for the plant, but surely the Echo drone starts to come in. PSK does eliminate said smoke, and VNX gone as well. Liquid, they may have pulled this one back. PSK, down. Drunks, he's got the kill, and there's actually Diffuser being stopped as well. Now it's a 2v2, Ness picks up the Diffuser, eliminates said Warden, but there's still the Echo drones. Drunks doesn't have another Sonic Burst for him, he's just trying to play the angles. There's no plant coming in, there we go! Oh no! INTZ, they pull it off, down to the Echo drones. Why did Habana leave it so late to go for the plant?
Oh my god, that was insane! Coming out from Ints, such great yokai positioning as well coming out from them. They've really managed to find the way to make Hookah work. We're seeing a lot more aggressive Ints, we're seeing a lot more confident Ints, and they've taken this to overtime, and Liquid, all of a sudden, they're shaking. They're 2 rounds away from losing this series and being sent away. Oh my god. What a round from Ints. Particularly liked how they noticed how Liquid are using their Twitch drone to just get into sight and remove the yokai early off the board. They kept that yokai very available to them. They put it in Aquarium instead, very, very sneakily. But I think the really round-winning kill of that was the Valkyrie kill upon Sexy Cake. No smokes on the board, no track stingers up on the board left remaining. Huge pick coming out from Ints, and not punished for it either. Well, we're going to have to go back, however, to a Blue Bar and Sunrise Bar. This was very successful last time, and, you know, I don't mind Ints going here. I kind of would have preferred the kitchen coming out from them. But we'll have a look how things are going to be going down. Vitz did a really good job here last time.
Blue bar now. I kind of feel as if that last round was down to Liquid not having a clear indication of what they wanted to go for. Still that Warden being brought by INTZ. Don't know if he's going to have another part, which he, again, Warden has literally done nothing on any occasion I've ever watched a Warden. Every time I have cast a Warden, he has done nothing. I've never seen the gadget actually work before, James. Isn't that ludicrous? I've never seen it work.
I mean, he gets an MPX, right? Yeah.
Don't give me that. Valkyrie's right there.
We had a Valkyrie and a Warden last time, though, however, like last round.
MPX is not a good gun, by the way, just to let you know.
It's very accurate. It is an accurate pea shooter, but it is accurate. Well, we'll have a look at how Liquid do want to play this out, but they desperately need this attack round if they want to bring in the series, or even the map at that, honestly. This is not looking good for Liquid at all, because we got to go to Cafe after this, and that's not an amazing map for Liquid.
Or below. Trying to hold on office, as there is still upstairs pressure from INTZ, and Liquid, they have to try and deal with clearing out Hookah first of all. Still, not a lot of movement, not a lot of kills either for either team. Much more slower paced coastline what we're used to. Typically, it's a much more gun-heavy frag fest of a map. But both of these teams on their attacks have played a lot more slower, and it's been more like the final 30 seconds kind of bloodbath.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. We've seen a lot of heavy setup. I think that's also Liquid's kind of play style as well. They kind of get everything under control early on. They go for their aquarium take, and then they just kind of push out when they want to do it. Got everything set up. We'll see heavy upstairs control, however, already coming out from Liquid, as breach charges seem to do a little bit of damage as well to the people up on site. It's going to be Paolo who picks up the first kill of the round. Vitz goes down early on, and that's a really important pick coming out from Liquid. That is a smoke off the board, but more importantly, the also aggressive Vitz, who did get a 4K the last time they defended it.
Duds tries to attempt to get some feedback, but those track stingers give his position away, and an easy pre-fire for Paolo. Now INTZ look as if they're about to lose yet again. Another defense to the blue bar. As Liquid are geared up, ready. All of them stacked up towards the sunrise. And now it's a lot of pressure to see how INTZ can try and pull it back. But slim chances. Slim chances, James.
Yeah, very slim chances indeed. But they've still got a chance to do so. We'll see Vitz has managed to, VNX has managed to rotate the way through office, but PSK picks up a kill of his own. Drunk takes down Paolo, however. That is a great kill coming up from him. Smokes are going to go down. It seems that the execute is nearby as well as Drunks and VNX both pick up kills. That brings it into a 2v2. Diffuser is in the hands of Ints, but now it's all down to Drunks to try and bring this in. 1v2 has gone down. Tracksting has finished getting deployed. It's all down to Nesk and Moringa to try and bring this in for Liquid. Drunks should expect this peek coming through. Does manage to find Nesk. It's all down to Moringa. But no, he managed to bring it through. The same peak coming through. Nice refrag coming out from Liquid. Round number 13 is theirs. They're going to find one more round if they want to lock out the map. But Ints are putting up a huge fight here.
Defense now for Liquid, as we see that overtime change. INTZ onto the attacks, and if you look at the initial regular time, it was 3 attacks and 3 defenses each. You know, they each took their own half, evenly split. That's how we end up here. And let's see if Liquid either have the defense ready to go, or will it be INTZ taking another round and pulling it all the way to max OT. We will go for the blue bar, which has been the best bomb site for Liquid. They've played it twice, and they won it twice.
Yeah, no, this has been a really good... I think this has been more the fact that we've had some pretty poor executes coming out from Ints on this site, rather than this being just a really good site for Liquid. You are right in terms of statistics. This has gone pretty well for Liquid so far. Let's have a look how it does go down as we move further in. We'll have a look what Liquid want to do here. They have brought the mirror this time. Very interesting what the mirror setup is going to be here. Maybe one into the kitchen?
Yeah, they brought the dock previously. Probably will be for the offsite hold. It allows them to kind of lock off that kitchen side, so delivery isn't really an option. Well, it's still an option, but it's not going to be a great one because they know that you're coming from that side. Probably, though, for INTZ, they'll try and go for the quick force their way in through B. Will it be a rush, though? That's like the main question, or will they try and take it a lot slower and go upstairs? They have the Jackal and the Gridlock there, so your soft destruction if you need some. And yeah, there's the other one that looks in towards hookah, which ones that we mentioned for Blue Bar, that's like, if you want to try and hold upstairs, that would be like your obvious one, but still, holding upstairs for a Blue Bar, it's tough, really tough to try and get everything locked down. You don't have that same safety feature towards like billiards and stuff like that, so it is a risky one to go for, sure. I still like the fact that they have kitchen control, because this is an area that INTZ don't take at all. They don't have any interest in kitchen, and it just allows Nest to not only give cover to the bomb site if they try and jump in through the sunrise window, but also locks down the cross in towards the staircase as well.
No Capitao from Inns this time. They seem to have abandoned that strategy altogether. And for overtime, they brought the Gridlock once more. However, we also see the Nomad making an appearance here as well from Inns. So I actually like this a lot more because I feel like the Capitao wasn't doing what they wanted it to do. See, the Gridlock has been pretty successful for Liquid as well during their attack. So we'll have a look what Inns want to do here. It looks like already trying to get that early control upstairs. Nomad has, of course, brought those breach charges as well, to give them a little bit more of an oomph to their upstairs vertical control.
INTZ will try and tear apart the first kind of line of defense towards that hookah. Knowing Liquid, they're not going to try and leave anybody up there to be skewered alive. Instead, they all drop back. So INTZ, they have control of upstairs pretty much, and they can start utilizing that soft destruction. Wonder though if Liquid are going to try and retaliate with a quick couple of rotations, but it's very unlikely as we see that double stoppage of the flank. You have the Gridlock and the Nomad, and being Nomaded into a pile of track stingers. It's not fun one bit. There is a man lurking towards delivery though. It was Gridlock, but now rotating back, potentially just trying to hold this man in kitchen via the window. And just like we expected, the INTZ are gearing up towards that sunrise side, still having the upstairs control, but they need to try and find a first pick to kind of get them moving.
Yokai drone, of course, is still up and available. Oh, but it's going to be a nice peek coming out from a Ringo that does manage to find Vitz, the first pick of the round. And things looking really, really good for Liquid to try and hold on. Line charge has gone out, but not too much capitalization coming out of that just yet. They do need this kill to Moringa if they want a bit more control, but Drunks has control of the upstairs as well, so should be able to do a little bit of pressure here. So free charges are going to go down onto that sunrise wall. Hopefully they're going to know there's no one playing that position just yet. Smokes are, however, going to go out from Moringa. That's why he needs to die if Inns do want to bring this in. Jackal slowly getting open all the above area. It's like Drunk's going to go for the peak, but gets eliminated and sent out of the map as well. As Paula does pick up Drunks. Nicely done from him. Now a 3v5. Smokes are going to go down deep into sight. With only 20 seconds left to go on the clock to try and make something happen. Moringa trying to make his way out, but gets shut down. And VNX is going to try and find one, but no, gets taken down again. Paolo with a double kill up onto that, and he's going to be able to retake that upstairs control as well. The Strike Stingers are going to try and go down. Control is removed from the board. Goes deep. It looks like a Nitro should come out. It's going to miss though, but a massive play comes out from Nest to try and find one. And he will deny the defuse going down. Liquid take round number 14, and in overtime, they will lock out the map and send us to Cafe.
Well, just like the BGs, they're staying alive in it. Liquid, they push on through Coastline, they take their map pick, but we're not done yet. Still one more map to decide who gets to go to the LAN event. This one is heated, you don't want to miss it. We'll see you after the break.
predict the outcome, win the game. Get live coverage and schedules for your favorite tournaments. Analyze, predict, and vote to gain points. Compete with other esports fans and climb the leaderboards. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.